Hey everybody, this is Jordan back again with PictureMonk.com, and I'm getting ready to show you another Photoshop editing tip, and it has to do with dodging and burning. And now, some of you may not have heard of that before. And what dodging and burning basically is it's darkening and lightening some of the specific parts of a photo. And it really works well when you want to highlight certain things and maybe tone down the sky, stuff like that. So let's go and get into it. Now, there are dodging and burning tools in Photoshop that are built in, and you can see them under the menu over here. If you just click and hold, you'll see a dodge tool and a burn tool. And I typically don't use those because I want to have more control over what I dodge and burn. And so there's tons and tons of ways to do that in Photoshop, but this is the way that I found that works best. What you're going to want to do, I'll go ahead and start over completely here. What you're going to go ahead and do is create a new layer in Photoshop, and just make it the top layer. Do your basic edits to your photo, but then make it the top layer of the photo. And then it's just going to be a blank layer, nothing on it. And you change the blending mode to overlay. So what that'll do is it'll give you the ability to do a dodge and burn effect using your paintbrush. So with that being blank and overlay, we'll just go over here and choose our paintbrush. We're going to get a somewhat large paintbrush here and make sure it's has zero hardness on it. And we also want to change our opacity of our paintbrush to right around, let's say 10. And we want to make sure our paintbrush is on black. So if you want to, you can go ahead and hit D on your keyboard, and that'll change it to default. And also, if you want to change it to white, which we will eventually, you hit X, and that just toggles between, as you can see over here, it just toggles between the foreground and the background color. So we want to start out with black. And so basically all you do is just going to paint. You're just going to paint over your image. And so you can see I'm painting over the top of the sky here. It darkens it just a little more, a little more. It's not going to be a drastic change. And the reason we did 10% is because we want to be able to control more spots. So like if I kept painting over in this area, it's going to get way darker than some of these. So I want to keep continuing to paint a little bit over here. Keep coming in. You don't want it to be too much of a drastic change. Okay, like that. You get a little bit of cloud cover there, and then now we're going to change to white. And I want to paint back some of these chairs here. I want to bring some color to some of these chairs, brighten these up. So I'm just going to paint on these chairs. You can see that coming back. There we go. Maybe just brighten up this center pedestal here. Brighten up the flowers a little bit. So it gives you a great opportunity to just enhance some of the spots in the photo that you want to bring out. You can even change it back to black, and you can even create like a shadow effect. So like under the chairs here, I want to change it to black and maybe darken in some of the shadow that's already there. See how that's working there? It just enhances some of the aspects of the photo. Okay, let's change back to white. Let's brighten up a little bit more of this. We might even brighten up some of the trees in the background. Let's do that. There we go. All right, so that I'm happy with the way that looks. So now, if we want to see the before and after, since we just have this all on one layer, we can toggle it off and toggle it back on. So you can see how drastic of a change it is now. It looks completely different. So that's the way it looks when it's on. That's the way it looks when it's off. So you can see it'll give you a little bit more creativity on your photos, and it really works well. So if you want to use the dodge and burn tool built into Photoshop, it'll basically do the same thing, but I like that I can give this more control over my image. And one way to show an example of that is, let's say if I'm happy with the way this looks, but I want to see how it looks a little bit more of a drastic change, I can duplicate that layer and you can see what it does there. Maybe I want to keep that a little bit, but I want to back it down, so I can back down the opacity of that whole layer. So maybe back that down to 35% or so. See, it punched it up a little bit, take it off. That's the way it was originally, and that's the way with the duplicated layer. So, it all depends on your taste in your photos, because nothing's either right nor wrong. So that's basically it. If you have any questions about dodging and burning, just let me know. Visit the website at picturemonk.com, and I will see you guys later.